Hey everybody, Louis here. I hope you are all well. I hope you're all super. So I'm just here to run with you through the top 10 pairs on Bybit. Hey Ray, how you going, mate? So we'll just do a quick recap. Now, this top 10 scan is based on the crypto cradle course, which has been running for 3 weeks now. So we did the third one this week, this third seminar. Now go through what's happening in the market. What is price action doing in the market? Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Is it consolidating? Trying to get a feel, trying to get in flow with the markets helps us identify all these things and paint the picture of the market. Yeah, hopefully it'll buffer out, guys. Should be okay. All right, let's have a look. Let's get into this. We'll start with Bitcoin. So, looking at Bitcoin on the daily and the 4. So, as you know, I have the daily open in the 4, and I'm just scanning, looking for consistency across all time frames. See, I'm relaxed. When I scan, I'm relaxed as well. Like, that's the state you need to be in if you want to make sound decisions, and if you want to be in flow with the market. So, going off the back of the scan that we did last night, let's see if anything's changed. Well, Bitcoin is in a bit of a downtrend, identified by the cradle zone here. We see price pulling into the cradle zone, respecting it really nicely. And now it's just getting a bit choppy here, these last 3 candles. And we can see that on the 4 hour as well. Chop, chop, chop. Nothing there. Some downward pressure, but chop. So there's no direction to trade. Even if we poke around to the lower time frames here, or the 15 or the 30, there's nothing to trade there. And I don't trade the 15 or 30 unless there is a trend in the direction that I want to trade with on the 4. However, let's have a look at the weekly. I know we've talked about this weekly candle a lot, but the trend here on the weekly is quite superb. So we just really want to see that weekly push on. Again, the cradle zone helping us identify the range of the pullback, helping us identify this trend, and helping us identify the creation of a possible higher low. I'm pretty sure they're called higher low, definitely. So nothing there for Bitcoin to trade on the intraday chart. Now let's have a look at the weekly here on Ethereum. You know what we'll do today, guys? I'm going to go through each of the top 10, but we'll have a look at the weekly, then have a look at the daily and the 4. That gives us a strong gauge on what the market's doing. The top 10 market players, that's what gives a strong picture of what's happening in the entire market. Okay, have a look at ETH. Really beautiful, strong trend here. Slight higher low there to a higher low to what looks like is forming to be a higher low here, and a really nice convergence from MACD. Now let's have a look at the daily. So this is what I really want to see. This is what I want to see on Bitcoin. Yes, there's a bit of green, but we need to see Bitcoin push past those highs. So chop, 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 chop. Price getting direction, price getting confidence, and moving out of this zone here. You can even identify this zone with 2 lines. So there we go. There we go. Just through there. You can see in this zone what the cradle zone is doing. It's undecided as well, like prices. So again, another good example of how the cradle zone helps us identify movement of price. So let's have a look here on the 4. So we've got like really strong conviction here on the 4 on higher low here on the 4 as well. So I really like, this is a nice, this is a chart that looks like it knows what direction it's going. So we'll have a look on the 15. And we can see price just slowly starting to cycle here. Now, it looks like there is a bit of resistance through here. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, there's definitely some resistance up through here. If you want to learn how to trade our other methods, so like our breakout method and Fibonacci booster method, you will need to buy the course, which is 45% off sub Monday, so pretty good price. Anyway, there's resistance here, so I would not want to be trading through this zone. And like what we talked about on Monday night, let's zoom out and have a look at that level. If we extend that level out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches up here on the daily. Okay, so I'm going to put ETH in because if that level is broken, I do want to know about it. And if this 15 starts cycling and we get a pullback, that resistance then becomes support, something else we learned last week. So I want to know about that. I'm going to put that in my list. What color should we make a list today? Green. Let's make it green. Okay, XRP. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the weekend. I'm just going to take out this level, like clean charts with old levels on it or anything, or clean, concise charts. Clean chart follows the methodology of KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. That's what trading should be. That's what trading must be. Otherwise, it will be too complicated. And you get analysis paralysis, mouthful. You can't make any decisions. Keeps you out of flow. Okay, so the weekly here in XRP, there's nothing. There's no trend. It's sideways. So let's have a look on the daily. Now, on last night's scan, we brought up this, was it this candle here? Yeah, it was a bearish candle in the cradle zone, which got too big and there's nothing there. There is quite a nice downtrend there on the daily and a nice pullback into the cradle zone. And it is just trending on the 2-day. And we'll have a look at the 4 and nothing really there. Now, this is a very messy trend. There is technically a high low there, but there is not much conviction there. I do not like that chart. Let's have a look on the 15. Nothing really there on the 15. Remember, we're just looking at cradle zone. We're just looking at cradle zone trades in this scan. So nothing there on XRP. Let's have a look on the weekly. Okay, add up. Just going, price is just going down to the downside. Now, even the indicator we use can be found on TradingView, and it was made by one of our mentors, Terry. It's called the Crypto Cradle indicator, I'm pretty sure. So weekly, downtrend. 2-day, downtrend. Daily, downtrend. 4-hour, let's have a look. Sideways. Reflect levels there, not really. Let's have a look at the 15. Nothing there for us. Now, on the 4, let's go to the 8, let's go to the 12, let's go to the 16. There's nothing for me to short there, there's no setup. If this 15 broke out of this range and started going to the downside and started cycling in and out of the cradle zone, yes, I would trade that person there now. So let's look at the weekly. Strong weekly chart, a pullback into the cradle zone. Not really that deep, but there is a bullish candle there. Now, look at the 4-day. There we go. So, tricky. Okay, so we have a, I can't tell if that's a high or low down there because there's not enough data, but we definitely have a high low here, and this chart is trending. And the MACD is convergent. This MACD does line up to this high here. It does line up to this high here. Now we have a pullback into the cradle zone here on the 4-day, and although that is an indecisive candle, you'd have to make a decision there. The rules dictate that that candle needs to be bullish. But that is a nice pullback into the cradle zone, and we can see price, that trade is already triggered, and we can see price just pushing up out of there. That may set up a higher low. Now let's have a look at the daily. We've got a bit of movement here. Oh, not really. This consolidation is consolidating price action still. So, do we have a level which is somewhat like? Tell you what I'm seeing here. 1 test, 2 tests. That's not really a test yet because that candle hasn't closed. I can tell you if you drop down to these time frames, there may be somewhat of a level there. There's a test. Somewhat of a test there. It's very, very hard to see. I'm just going to take that out. This 4-hour, higher low, higher high. You have trend here on the 4-hour. So I would be open to any trades on these lower time frames because the 4-hour is trending. Let's have a look at the 15. I'm going to put that in as well, guys, because in the Northern Hemisphere session or the evening session for us in Australia, if we see price trending here on the 15, price is trending on the 4. So in my rules, it says I can take a trade on the 15. It does raise those probabilities. You can see price interacting with the cradle zone here on sold. Boom, like a bouncing ball. Hopefully that bounces high. If that bounces higher, I want to know about it because I want to see that start cycling on the 15 to the upside and seeing that bouncing ball price action. Trying to find an example here. There's not much I can see there, but I want to see that bouncing ball price action because price continue on to the upside. BNB, here we go. We'll have a look at the weekly. Just a strong looking chart. We had this pullback here in September. Price moved out. That'd be a high low, I'm pretty sure there. Price expanded out to new highs, had a little bit of a pullback, and it looks like we could be setting a higher low here. Now let's have a look at the daily. Okay, chop, 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 chop. Still in this chop, really? No real, there are some higher lows that have been made there, but there's no smooth follow-through trend, which is what I am looking for on the daily. Let's have a poke around on these lower time frames and see if there's anything else there. Okay. We have BNB USDT on the 4. Let's have a look at this on the 2. Now, one of our other strategies in the community is a breakout strategy, and there may be a breakout there, but I'm not going to identify it on the scan because we are just doing cradle strategies. So, we have a pullback here, but it's just not clean enough, this trend, and there is a clear level running through this. So much like the daily, it's still going sideways a bit. So I'm going to leave that out. All right, Litecoin, let's have a look. Nothing much really there to tell us on the weekly. It's just kind of erratic, messy candles. I guess it's the right description. Now let's have a look in the daily. Have a pullback into the cradle zone here, but no free-flowing movement. Remember, just because there's a candle in the cradle zone does not mean we take it. We need cyclicity. We need higher highs and higher lows, the lower highs and lower lows. We need trend. And we need good candle structure. Anything is trend. Okay, 4. We do have a trend here on the 4. Let's have a look on the 15. Nothing really here on the 15. Doesn't really inspire confidence in. Moving on to dot. Let's have a look at the weekly. Higher low, higher high. We have price bouncing in and out of this cradle zone and a pullback into this cradle zone here. So again, the cradle zone showing us a zone of options, which is great. We have this small candle here that could set up in 4 days. So if that sets up small and bullish, I would want to be aware of that, because you bet you I may raise an order off that. I may raise a swing trade order off that to the long side. Now let's have a look at the daily. Nice pull. Wow, that's a really nice downtrend on dot. Pulling into an old level there. Let's have a look here. So there's definitely an old level there at $38.285. That's not a small bullish, bearish candle. I'm not sure if we're trending on the 2 day. We are trending on the 2 day. Anyway, that is a really nice short setup on dot. I don't know. Yeah, that could possibly set up tomorrow. Anyway, but there's nothing there for us yet today. And then we have an uptrend on the 4. So we don't have that confluence of trend across all time frames. We have an uptrend on the weekly, an uptrend on the 4 hour, but a downtrend on the daily. So, you make a call on that. But there's nothing for me to trade there. There's definitely a level running through there. And we'll leave that level in for next time we come and do this scan. Just know if price builds into that level, if it bounces off that level, you can see how price interacts with that level. And saying level a lot. Just leaving those levels written into your chart allows for quick and efficient scanning, I say. Okay, AVAX, just powering on here. I'm not sure if there's much trend in this weekly chart. There's not much data. Looks like price is just kind of going straight up. Let's have a look at the daily. Okay, price bouncing in and out of this cradle zone and having a bit of a messy pullback in this section here. MACD is nice and convergent. We'll have a look. It's actually not that messy. We just had a bigger candle here in the cradle zone, a bullish candle, and then price is moving out. So this could be forming another higher low, although that would not be confirmed for me until we surpass these highs up here. So let's have a look on the 4 hour. Do we have trend on the 4 hour? We do have a nice higher low on the 4 hour. Now we identified a 2 hour cradle here last night, which I think the candle did get a bit too big. Yeah, this candle did. Was it here? It's the first today. Let's see if we can find it. I think it was around here. I think that was it there, but it looks like the candle did get a bit too big. Anyway, we've got a nice trend here on the 2. Let's have a look at the 1. Trend on the 1. I look at 30 and 15. I'm going to chuck AVAX in, guys, because I tell you what, again, new high bounce. Get a little bullish candle in there, or I want to know about it. And finally, in the Bybit top 10 TRX. Excuse me. All right, let's have a look. This level in here, I'm not sure what that is, but we'll have. So that weekly didn't really tell us much. Okay, this daily, have a downtrend here on the daily. Let's have a look on the 2 day. There's not really much trend there on the 2 day. It's more just a move straight down. So let's have a look at the 4. Let's see if these trends, if there's some confluence of trends. Well, we have an uptrend on the 4. So again, there's not much confluence of trends there. There may be a bearish candle there on the daily tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I would be interested. Let's have a look on the 2. Have another, these trends forming on the 2. And the 15, not much there either. So we can give TRX a miss. All right, now let's have a look at our list. What did we find from the top 10 scan? Okay. ETH. If ETH breaks that level, and we see, if ETH breaks this level here, and we see price starting to cycle in the 15-minute, I want to know about it. That's why that's in. So for all you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, all you guys and girls in the Northern Hemisphere, or for all those who trade in the evening session in Australia, that's something to keep an eye on. So, okay, we had a look at, so we have nice confidence in Sol on the daily. There's not much daily uptrend there, but we see prices kind of moving. It's going for this level up here. We have a look on the 4, there is an uptrend on the 4. So this is definitely a high risk trade because there's no new uptrend on the daily. So have a look on the 4, there's a nice trending chart on the 4, the 2, and looks like prices really hunting into these levels here on the 1. So what do I want to see here? First of all, I want to see price clear this level up here. Let's zoom out again and just have a look. There's not really much of a level through there. Have a look on the 4. I want to see price make a new high and pull back into the cradle zone here. So it'll take a couple hours, probably 11 p.m. tonight if that happens. Let's have a look on the 2. The same thing here on the 2. I'd love to see price make a new high up here, pull back into the cradle zone. But if the 15, if price really decided to take off on Sol, and the 15 started cycling, the 4 hour is trending, and so I'd be happy to take a trade on the 15. Price pull back into the cradle zone. And finally, AVAX. So price is trending here on AVAX on the 4. Similar to Sol, I need to see price push on and pull back, and then I'd be happy to raise a order on the 4. Although the cyclicity here on this 2 hour chart is beautiful. So what I mean by that is you can see price bouncing in and out of the cradle zone like a basketball. Why not? So I pull back into here and a bullish candle after these moving averages catch up would be prime. And that's the top 10 scan today, guys, for Bybit. So I've shown you how we use the cradle zone how that zone helps us determine what the market's doing overall, and what that zone in the cradle zone helps us. That zone helps us determine a zone for a pullback. It also shows us when a contract is undecided, like what we covered before, where the cradle zones are basically going sideways, not in one direction. I hope you're all well. And as always, safe trading and take care and just manage your risk, because we're all learning here and we all want to be successful traders. Remember, if you over leverage yourself or risk too much, then you can blow out your capital and you have to leave the table. We all want to be here to learn, and we are all here to be the best traders we possibly can. So hopefully I'll see you all again for my next scan, which will be tomorrow at the same time. Hope you're all well and take care. Thank you.